Wise, what's the feeling for this offense right now coming out of last week's game and heading into Oklahoma State?
We just gotta, go out there on Saturday with the mentality that we're going to score. We got to be confident. We got to play fast and we got to play hard. Things haven't changed for us. I think we still have a really good offense. I think we just been in the funk the past 2 weeks, but it's getting better. We've been making progress. We're working guys in and out of the rotations as far as receivers and backs and even some offensive linemen. So we're going to have fresh bodies out there. We're going to be ready to play and playing hard.
You feel like last week was a step in the right direction off maybe 2 down performances?
I think so, yeah. For the most part, we were able to sustain drives, put together some good drives, not in key situations, which is something we'll have to work on and get better at. But overall, we did a pretty good job at just keeping the ball in play and moving forward. We didn't have many negative plays. We had some costly penalties here and there. A costly turnover that was all on me. A bad read, bad throw, terrible. Probably one of the worst in my career. But overall, we did some good things, and we also have some things we need to learn from.
Shannon said 7 drops, 4 of them on 3rd down. What do you talk to the receivers about and the frustration level? I mean, I'm sure on your part and on their part when plays like that happen.
Yeah, I know those guys. They want to make plays, and it's a part of the game, just like interceptions are, just like missed blocks and fumbles. It's just a part of the game, and those guys had drops, but I lost no confidence in those guys. They make plays for me. They make me look good at times when I don't throw as good of a ball as I should, and sometimes they're going to drop it, and you just got to move on to the next play and not get caught up into what happened on the previous one.
What did you say to JD after he made that catch?
Oh, man, I thanked him immediately, man. He saved me. Another bad read, bad throw. Like I said, he did a great job at, going in there and fighting for it, stealing it away from the defender and making a great catch.
How important is it going to be for you guys to get the run game working? I know after last game you said the teams are focusing on the pass. They're dropping 7, 8 guys. How much will that change if you're able to move the ball a little more on the ground?
It depends. I like to say that our offense is one that's going to take what the defense gives us, and we've been attempting to run the ball, and there's no one to blame specifically for the reasons why we haven't been running it as well as of late, but there's a number of reasons, and we just got to correct them. Overall, we're going to go into the game with the same, mentality, take what they give us, not force the issue, not, try and look for the big play or try and force things, which is what would have happened in situations in the game previously. But, it's nothing to talk about. It's just about moving forward and, just keeping drives alive and, moving the chains and doing the little things that made us a good offense.
Familiarity with the coaching staff with Oklahoma State, is there anything they're doing differently this week to show you some of the things that you're going to see on Saturday?
Nah, same thing. We're going about it the same way. We're going to, evaluate film, do the same things we've done the previous 7 or 8 weeks, and just continue to grind. It's a long, slow grind, this college football thing, and just gotta stick to it, and just continue to work diligently and move forward with our effort.
Obviously, the offenses are similar, but from what you've seen on tape, how similar is Oklahoma State's defense to the one you guys play here?
They're pretty similar. They run some of the same coverages, and that's kind of a trend in the Big 12. They all pretty much do similar things because of, like I always say, the fast-paced offenses that they see and the different variety of looks they're going to see. Every week you're going to see a different variety of offense, and you can't put in a brand new defense every week. It's just not going to work like that. So those guys do a pretty good job at keeping things in front of them. They play extremely hard. They're sound. Give great effort. You see guys flying to the ball, so it's going to be a tough challenge for us, and we gotta be able to meet that challenge.
Geno, Jake was saying he showed you cut ups of the first 5 games and then the last 3. Was there anything fundamentally that you saw in those that jumped out at you?
No. It's just circumstances. It's the way football is. Different circumstances and things don't always work out as well as you want them to. We were rolling the first 5 games and we kind of hit an obstacle, and it's just about staying with the course and believing in yourself, believing in your teammates and coaches, and just continuing to work towards the plan.
In a given game, you guys do all this film work. You recognize these tendencies. You get in a game. How many plays, what percentage maybe, what your eyes see and what happens aren't the same? Like they tweaked it in some way and you didn't get what you thought you were getting.
Very rare. You know, your defense is not going to create anything new. Like I always say, you know, not inventing the wheel. It's the same game, same coverages, same. A quarters defense is a quarters defense. Some teams disguise it different than others, but that's about the only thing that's going to change. The personnel obviously changes, but overall it's pretty much going to be the same defenses when they're called. And you know, it's just about executing better than the defense does on offense.
Talk about hitting a rough patch there. Have you gone through anything like this before in your career? Have you?
Yeah.
Do you remember when?
It seems like every year here I've had to deal with it. You know, it's a situation where we're just not executing as well as we want to, and you know, being put in tough situations and not being able to pull out of them. And we've had times in my career where we have, you know, pulled out of them. So it's kind of how the game goes. You know, you can't be perfect and you can't win them all. Unfortunately, you know, I would like to win every game I play, but you know, I haven't done so. So it's just about you know, focusing on getting better, not losing focus on what the goal is, which is to win each and every game one by one, not looking ahead, not looking behind, and just getting better from week to week.
You know, you guys talk a lot about kind of leaving the last game behind you on Sunday when you start looking at the next one. Do you have like personal tactics, I guess, to kind of not, you know, let a play haunt you when you're preparing for the next one or anything?
I kind of
like that?
use it as motivation sometimes, not all the time, because it's not always necessary. But my only tactic is to get back to work on Sunday, and that's after a win or a loss. You know, just get back to work and not, you know, put it behind me. You know, once the game's over, it's over. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't go back. You know, I would like to have some situations back, some throws back, some reads and stuff, but you know, it happens and it's behind me. You know, once it's over, it's behind me.
And your teammates, I mean, I know you can't speak for them, obviously, but as a group, I mean, would you say you all do that fairly well? Or?
I think so. I do think so. You know, immediately when I come in on Sundays, you can tell guys are, you know, just especially after a loss, they're just mad. You know, guys kind of don't want to, you know, the guys are edgy, don't want to talk as much. And it's a tough situation, losing the game that you work so hard on, and you know, it's something we have a passion for and we love so much. So you know, after losses, guys are kind of, you know, bitter, and it's kind of hard to see that. But you know, you just got to move on from it. You know, usually on Mondays, I see them in class, I see them around campus, and everyone's, you know, back to their normal selves. And you know, Tuesday we got the right mindset, where it's, you know, we're gonna work and we're gonna pull out this thing, we're gonna stick together. And then, you know, as the week goes along, it gets further away from your mind, and you just get better with you know, focusing on the now and not what's behind you. And you know, when the next game starts, it should be out of your head.
Health-wise, how's Stedman doing, and what kind of difference does that make when he's 100% for you guys, which he obviously hasn't been the last couple?
I think he's doing fine. I think he's getting better. You know, I'm not quite sure what his injury is, but you know, it did hamper him for a bit, but he's getting better. It's definitely a factor to have him out there with us, because he's one of the leaders of the offense. He's also a guy that we look to make some plays for us. So when he's not on the field, it kind of, you know, hurts our numbers a bit, but you know, we need guys to step up. We can't use that as an excuse. We need guys to step up, second team guys, or maybe another first teamer carry his load, or even me. You know, just figure out a way to not let one guy or two guys, or you know, whoever it is, not let that, you know, affect our offense to the point where we're not getting the job done.
Seems like there'd be an awful temptation when you have a talent like Tavon to get the ball in his hands almost every play. I mean, because I mean, they really, the way you guys use them, they can't really double them very much either. I know he's been getting it 11 times, 12 times. You know, but good running backs get it 30 times and stuff. Is there a way to?
I mean, you know, that's up to the coaches, to be honest with you. You know, I love to see the ball in his hands because he's so special with it, and you know, I try and get it into his hands as much as possible. But as far as game planning and, you know, figuring out ways to get him more touches, it's basically up to just the circumstances, whether or not the staff wants him in different areas of the field. Also, you know, due to him getting open and him doing some things on his own, he does a great job of that during the game. But there's also other guys on the field who need to touch the ball as well. So I think he gets the right amount of touches. To say he needs more, you know, I don't know. But you know, I'm not sure if it'll hurt or help us.